Welcome back into Open Line. I'm Chuck Long here with special guest Kevin Kennedy. It's Ask an Attorney, and of course, Kevin, one of our most popular guests that we ever get on Open Line, and a lot of you have called nonstop tonight. We're going to go right back to the phones, get to as many calls as we can in this last segment. We appreciate all the ones that have called in. Gary, we're going to you. We appreciate you calling in this evening. What's your question? Are you here, Gary?
Thanks. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I got a brother that's written from this gentleman that's been written for years, and the boy had a sex offense back about 30 years ago. He was honest with the man about it to a certain extent. He wanted him out of a place, and he pretty much just run him out of this little town. He actually rented another place in a different county there, and agreed to sell him the house, but he's never given him a lease. There's nothing showing that it's a rent-to-own kind of deal. Yep. And something happens to the home, my brother's liable for it. Yep. Can't get him to do anything. And he also told me he slandered him pretty much because of that charge about 30 years ago.
Yes.
I was wondering, what recourse does he have as far as just who would he talk to about this slander deal and about this house? What recourse does he have?
In the state of Tennessee, when you're dealing with real estate, you must have a writing. It's called the statute of frauds. So we've got a problem. We can make all these kinds of deals that we want to, but Tennessee law requires a writing. You know, there's a couple of tricks that someone could always use too, and you could write back and say, this memorializes our conversation wherein I bought this under these terms from you, and if this is not our understanding, then notify me in 24 hours. Well, we created a writing. Will it stand? Because you'd maintain, and especially if he signed for a certified letter, you've got something and he didn't object. There's a lot of creative things. Could you ever sue him and he admitted on the record? We have that happen. And so let's go back to the slander. One of the first things I would tell you to do is have a lawyer send a letter to him and say, make no derogatory statements about him whatsoever, in person, in writing, third party, electronically, telephonically, social media, or otherwise. That covered it. And then if that person went out and continued to tell a third person, he has been set up. He's been put on notice. And so then we'll reach out and tag him, and he will know that he's been hit.
Good to know. Okay, so Gary, thank you for that question. Right back to the lines right now. Sherry is on the line with us. Sherry, go ahead with your question. Are you with us, Sherry? All right, not sure if Sherry can hear us. All right, we're going to Janet right now. Janet, do you have a question or comment?
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. We've got about a minute and a half left, so what's your question?
I have workman's comp for the last 20 years, lifetime medical.
Yes.
And I have had continual lifetime medical treatment all through these years with Brentwood Services for about 18 years with no problem. They never denied any medical treatment.
Good.
For the last 3 years, it was sold out to N-Star out of Florida.
Yes.
And they want to buy me out. Since then, the last year, I've had no treatment at all, no medicine, no injections every 3 months, neck and back. I talked to a district attorney concerning this because I'm in 4-stage kidney failure and going to die from this, heart problems, and just wondered if I may have a civil case.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
about 30 seconds.
A civil case. Absolutely. We need to know a few more facts about it. But in telling everyone about paying off your medical, no one knows what tomorrow holds. And guess what? They're not pursuing you to give you $1,500, $5,000 because the treatment, who knows? They're banking, I'll give you this money, we close the medicals, we're done with you. A lot of gray areas. You need some thought. You need private counsel with a lawyer to evaluate it.
All right, so good to know. We're glad we got to your question, Janet. Absolutely, we appreciate it. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we will wrap up the show, and we'll tell you how you can get a hold of Kevin at the Kennedy Law Firm right after this.